morning folks, welcome back to Yorkshire Outdoors and Survival on this very windy Thursday morning up here in Yorkshire woodlands. So this morning I'm out in the forest because I've finally got myself a Dutch Army surplus poncho. I've also got the Dutch Army liner to go with it, aka the Whoopie. So I thought I'd come out here and test this today because it's going to rain in an hour. I'll set a small camp up, put it on the lean-to, see what it looks like. I've never used one before, I didn't even know one. I've been after one of these for donkey's years. So set it up, test it, and then I've got one question to ask you. So let's get set up. Right then folks, here we are then with my setup then on a basic lean-to. My first ever time setting up a poncho. Basically the same as setting up any other tarp. So you've all seen these a million times. So let me just have a look around it, see what I can notice, and then that question that I want to ask, I will ask you. So I'm using some bungees to tie it off. Somebody did leave a comment in one of my videos recently saying be careful with the eyelets because they do have a habit of breaking off at some time. I wasn't planning on using it forever, but yes. Here we go. Right, so we've got a lean-to, tied the head thing cover up there. Just put a piece of string down the bottom, just to tie it off a bit, give me a bit more head space. Pegged it down at the back. Okay, so I can't remember the exact dimensions of it, but I know it's not as big as the British Army Basher. Okay, so what else am I noticing? Okay, so there's a string here. This is to tie it around your waist, and there's a bag, which means it can tuck into itself with the original label on. That is surplus. It's perfect. So I paid, I think it's £20 for it from a company called Surplus and Lost. Lots of people know this company. I get lots of stuff from them as well. So I'm just going to have a little brew, and I've got the Whoopie, so I'll break that out and have a look at that as well. Right, okay, so here is the Whoopie, aka the poncho liner, which attaches to the poncho itself. So also Dutch Army surplus. Sorry about the poor lighting, but these are for summer camps. You can tie the Whoopie to the poncho and use it as a sleeping bag or to keep you warm. But these are absolutely awesome apparently, and they have their own cult following online, so go check out. There's thousands of YouTube videos about these kind of things. This is just mine quickly. There's the Whoopie, perfect. Today's windy. If I didn't have a jacket on, that would just about help me stay warm. So let's get under the canopy and let's get something to eat and get a brew. Okay, so just whilst I'm sat here under the Dutch Army surplus poncho, I'll cook up some scoff and have a brew. And also the question was, before I carry on, the question about this poncho is why is the back shorter than the front? When according to Google, they're meant to be the same length. I'm assuming it's something to do with the backpack cover. I don't know. If anybody knows, let me know, why is the back shorter than the front? Yeah? And now let's get on with doing this. So we've got the old British Army mess tins out this morning with a British Army MRE, and we'll have a brew, some scoff as I said. Also, now that I've got this and the Whoopie, I'm also planning on getting the Dutch Army hooped bivvy, definitely getting that. I'm also going to get the Dutch Army day sack. That's a definite as well. So we'll have all the Dutch Army gear in one pack and all the British Army gear in the Northern Ireland Patrol pack. So I've got 2 bags ready for day camps and overnight camps. And as I said, this will be used for summer camps with the Whoopie, and then we'll go from there. So lovely bloody morning. It's about 9 degrees. 25 mile an hour breeze, not complaining, I don't mind, doesn't bother me. I've also been to go outdoors. I've got a couple of new bits that I need to try out for the next camp, which is coming next month, and we'll see where we go from there. A couple of winter camps, but we figured to get this one out today and then we'll carry on from there. Now I'm noticing that my videos aren't getting many views again. I don't mind, it doesn't bother me. I'm not in it for the views anymore. I used to be in the beginning, but I'm not now. Now I'm just glad I can get out and do it. As I said, it's going to rain in about an hour, which is why this is out today. So it gives me two options. I can use it to camp under or lay under if I needed to, but only just. And then it's a rain waterproof poncho, obviously. So there we go. Right, anyway, let's waffle in. Let's get cooking. So I'm hungry. Right, so just whilst the water is boiling in, we'll just have a look at this poncho then. So we've got poppers, we've got eyelets, another popper, more poppers, lots of poppers there on the front, couple of eyelets, more eyelets down that side. Poppers and eyelets on the back with the hood, obviously. And obviously more poppers and more eyelets on this side. Right, so just for fun, I've just tied the whoopee, aka poncho liner, or poncho liner, aka whoopee, to the poncho itself to see how much more cover I can get under here. So as you can see, there's two layers. That's the poncho liner, all tied together. I just want to see how much heat it can generate underneath, or how much extra cover it might or might not give me. Unfortunately, because of the wind, it's blowing right into the back of my bloody head. But it's okay. I mean, with a small stove under it, you could probably stay warm. Not too bad. Don't really need it on a day like this, but it does work. Gives you that little bit more cover. And if you were to put the poncho into a plough point, you might not be able to do that. But I'm going to try that another day. But yeah, it's okay. I mean, I feel warm, but I've got all this stuff on, obviously my jacket and stuff. But yeah, it gives you that little bit of extra heat, padding. And yeah, that works. I like it. It's for keeps. Okay, so I've decided to take my jacket off for a minute. And now that I have it slightly colder, now I can test this poncho liner, aka whoopee, better to see if it's the same as the jacket. For warmth, obviously. It might be, it might not be, because obviously the jacket's thicker, isn't it? So, but we'll have a look. Let's have a go. Perfect. Nothing wrong with that. I can understand why people like them. Ah, that's just as good, almost. Just double layer it, it's fine. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. And I'm all hammered up as well. Bloody loving it. Yeah, okay. Should have brought this years ago. It's a shame I didn't, but now I've got them, I'm never going to let them go. Right, perfect. Right, let's get some bloody scarf. I'm still waiting for that water to boil. Right, here we go then. It's breakfast time. A British Army MRE all-day breakfast under a Dutch Army poncho. Perfect. We'll have that, have a brew, and then we'll pack up and go home and order some more bits for next week. As I said, I want to order the Dutch Army day sack and the Dutch Army hooped bivvy, which I've never had one. Always wanted one. You need this out here, especially on these mornings now. Just about halfway through autumn here now in the UK. Winter's just around the corner. Next week is absolutely freezing. Daytime temperatures up here about 4 Celsius. Nighttime about -2. So good luck with that one. Okay, so my final thoughts then for this morning on the Dutch Army poncho surplus and the Dutch Army poncho liner also surplus. Do I think that they're worth it? Honestly, yes. I think they're worth every bloody penny. And I can't wait to get them out next year and use them in the manner that they're meant to be used for. Obviously I could use this poncho liner as a blanket when I'm doing a hammock camp or even a ground dwelling camp, which I have planned for the next couple of weeks. I've got a couple of new camps I want to try, a couple of camp setups that someone's ideas have thrown my way. And one of them, I want to use this whoopee as a blanket, obviously. And then, as I said, next year, spring, summer, we'll get these out together and we'll do an overnighter in these. It'll be too cold to do it right now, but I am looking forward to it. So yes, so Dutch Army poncho and poncho liner surplus, worth it. definitely a thumbs up. I'm sorry if my presentations aren't that great. I don't know how to do that kind of stuff. Unfortunately, it's not raining, but I'm going to try this on as a poncho as I'm leaving, obviously. And what I'll do, I'll come back and do a rain day camp with this only as soon as I get the rest of the gear. Right, let me have a brew and then we'll get packed down and get out of here. Right, so it's decided not to rain then, which is bloody typical. So just for demonstration purposes then, I'm going to try this poncho on without a backpack on, and then I'm going to try it with my Northern Ireland patrol pack on, which I've got with me. So let's go, let's try this on. See what the fuss is all about. Okay. Oh, that's not bad at all. There's room enough in here for a bloody helmet. At least 2 heads. Right, okay, so let's have a whiz round here. So, yeah, as I said, the back is slightly shorter than the front. I need to know why. Someone let me know in the comments. So now I'm going to try it with the Northern Ireland Patrol day sack on. Okay, so now that I've got my day sack on, let's try and get this poncho on over it again, just for demonstration purposes. I wish it would rain just once. Right, hopefully this is working. Yep, it's working. It's completely covered. That is perfect. So I can kind of understand why the front would be longer, but I still don't understand why the back would be shorter. Surely you would want more cover, or just as much cover at the back as you do at the front. Well, that works anyway. I was hoping for rain, but let's do the poppers up. Let's see what they're all about. As I said, you've got that waist string as well to tie that up, so that stops it flapping around in the wind. Yeah, we do all that. No trouble at all. Okay, that's perfect. Yeah, that'll stop that flapping around in the wind. Let's do out some poppers. See what that's all about. I'll find one and do them up. So it's a bit fiddly, especially if you've never used one before. But it doesn't matter, it's all about learning. Right, so I've got one popper missing. Okay, it doesn't matter. It is surplus gear, it's not perfect. So I'm not going to bother doing it up, but it does work. The only trouble is, because it's dry, I'm getting all hot and sweaty in it. But it does work. So Dutch Army poncho, yes, definitely. That works. Yep, okay. Good gear. Let's get it put away. Okay, so just before I put this poncho away, and I also forgot to mention, it has rip-stop fabric. I'm not sure what the water protection thing is, if it's 2,000 millimeters or 3,000. I haven't quite read up on it yet. Also, as for the pocket, I'll never roll it up into its pouch and carry it like that. I'll just leave it open. But as you can see, that's the label on it there. Totally original Dutch Army poncho. Good bit of kit to have. Comes in use, has multiple uses. You can set it up as multiple tarp, as multiple shelters as well, or just wear it on yourself. So, as I said, there's millions of videos on YouTube about this. This is just my one. So hopefully, eventually, if it does rain, I may be able to get this out one day and do an actual hike with it, or even a day camp or something. Until then, thanks very much for watching. Take care, stay safe. Catch you all in the next video. I'm out of here.